Welcome Zoomers and YouTubers. So glad you've joined us. And Howard turned off your video. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to mention all your names so that when you go, if you ever go to the YouTube channel, well, I hope I mention all your names, and you'll be able to feel like I spoke to you, actually. So we're going to come down on all fours. Those of you that need some protection on your knees, you can fold up your mats. So press your toenails into the floor. Now look between your knees and make sure you can see just the edges of your big toes. And then your hands are right underneath your shoulders. I'd like you to lift your fingers off the floor. Look at them. Put your thumbs, your index fingers, and then your baby fingers into the floor. Now pull those three fingers towards each other and feel how it actually crawls up your arms, and then you could maybe zip up your core, and then looking at the remaining four fingers, press those fingers back into the floor. Now geckoize your hands. Feel like you have suction cups in the palms of your hands. Pull your forearms towards each other. Now bend your knees, lean forward, bring the soles of your feet, pretending they're on the ceiling, and then land your toenails back onto the floor. And then we can't do it quite as precisely as our fingers, but press the big toes and try to spread and feel the baby toes. Now look between your hands. Everything is operational between your fingers and your toes. Pull, we're going to get everything in the middle. Pull your your forearms towards each other. Zip up your core. Bend your elbows. Now energetically start bringing your hands towards your knees with your head trying. Even though, Chloe, we're not moving very much, we're trying to remember and feel our fingers and our toes. Back of your head is trying to touch your butt, which is impossible. Tuck the tail, curl your back, press down and forward. Be an angry cat, but go so slowly you can feel everything. Inhale, bend your elbows, open up your chest. Chest and eyes going forward, butt going back. And then curl your tail. The head is the last thing to move. The back of your heart is the highest thing. Curl your back a lot. David is now a pro in this because he was here on Monday. So I'm going to put him in charge of Chatterblock Yoga. Yes, I am. Inhale, open up your chest, pull your hands towards your knees. Now exhale to neutral. Now I'm going to encourage you to eat, even if there's somebody in the room with you, I would want you to close your eyes and just move as if you have no pattern. Your hands and your toes are still really stuck to your mat, but maybe you bend your elbows and you move from side to side and you explore your organic and random. Organic and random, that could be, we could do that as a tag. Yeah. And then sitting back, flip the palms of your hands and just feel how that activation occurred for you. Okay, we're going to drag, or you're going to put, I'm going to take my chair, I'm going to put it in the middle of this mat, and we're going to do a sequence, and I'm calling it a sequence, but I really don't mean that. What I mean is, when you're working at your desk and you're, hopefully you have a decent chair, but even if you don't, you could, when you feel the tension move into your body, you could consider doing some of these. Now, the ones that you feel the most are the ones that you need. Okay, so try to pay attention to that. There's no need to remember the sequence or like how they're coming together, because this is just how you're feeling while you're working. You do something to release the tension. Okay, so you'll notice that we're on the edge of our chairs because it's so exciting. Yes, it is. You're going to bring your feet out. I'm going to call these ballet legs. So they're going to stabilize you. And this is one of the things that's going to happen is we're going to stabilize our feet and our pelvis. We're going to start by either putting your left forearm on your left leg, or letting it fall a little bit further down. Now pull your belly in. The tendency is to drop your head. Try not to. Open up your chest to the front of your mat. Take your arm and bring it over your right ear, fingers wide, or you can bend your right elbow and let it hang. Now, as we go through all these suggestions for office chair yoga, we're going to be going through them quite quickly, but I'd like you to think about holding it for as long as you need to. So need to means you don't really feel any more action, that you're finished with the action. There's no more movement. Press your feet into the floor, pull your little bellies in, open up your throat, keep the breath moving. That'll be another great thing to do as a break. Inhale, come on up. Whoa. Exhale, hands on your thighs, just feel what just happened. Drop your right forearm on your right thigh or let it hang. Inhale, left arm bone goes up. Exhale, reach over, keep your throat open. This side for me is real killer. Bend your left elbow. Those of you who've practiced with me for years know I always say that. Open up your chest. Keep your throat nice and open. You can bend your elbow, let it hang as a weight behind your head, or shoot that left arm bone over your head. Notice we've done this in our flow classes where we're standing. We go from left to right, for sure. But notice that when your pelvis and your feet are anchored, it's really targeting this very difficult area. Inhale, come on up. Whoa. Exhale. Whoa. Walk your feet towards each other. So a lot of these things, I know that we're not traveling on planes and trains, but a lot of these things can be brought into a plane and train in our future when we're able to travel again. And so if you were in a plane, you would maybe have your knees together. You can still do the same thing. You can use your hand, your right hand behind, and just lean over so that you can feel it. And you can bend your elbow, keep your throat nice and open. So you can do this with variations. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale. Let's do the other side. Left hand helps behind. You're on the edge of your chair. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, lean over. Yeah. Inhale, come on up. Exhale. We're going to do something I'm calling the seated dancer pose. Doesn't matter if you remember the name or not. You're going to scooch over to the side, and this is where you want your chair to be quite stable. The way we're going to help the chair remain stable is your left foot is going to come forward and your left, it's just right underneath your left knee. Now your right buttock's going to hang over. So you may have a wall or the seat that you can hang onto with your left arm. You're going to drop your right knee towards the floor. This is just the beginning. You're going to take a moment, let that right quadricep and hip flexor relax a little bit. Then bend your right elbow as if you're holding a tray, palm open to the ceiling. Reach back, bring the palm of your hand on the shoelace side of the foot, open up your chest. So in this situation, I have my fingers around the top of my foot, the 4 fingers to the instep and the thumb on the outstep. You can do also the other way, but this feels a little more stable. Remember I said, if you feel it, you need it. So if this is a pose that you are remembering, having a moment where you are really feeling this in your quadricep and in your hip flexor, then you know this is one, if you can remember, to hold for a lot longer than you normally do. Like, no, not normally, but in this video right now. Proud chest. Don't drop your head, even though this is hard to do. Try to be still. It's hard to do, isn't it, Chloe? When you're little. You're a littler person than the rest of us. The other people are groaning. So Chloe, if this is easy for you, that's great. Now flex your right foot. Bring your right knee into your chest. Hug it. Hug, hug, hug. Rotate the foot in one direction, then the other direction. Then drop your right foot. Oh. And then just move into the middle of the edge of your seat. And then just feel the difference between the front of your right hip and the left hip. Now you're going to move over so that you're only on your right buttock, your right hip. Right foot comes forward so it helps. I'm using my ledge, my window ledge, to make sure I don't fall over. So you could also use your right hand to help not fall over on your chair. Then drop your left knee, shoelace side of that foot, left buttock is off the floor. Got to be in a place that you can manage and be comfortable with this. Your chest is lifting. You kind of wait until your left leg is getting used to the idea. Then your tray, you're holding your tray with your left hand to the ceiling. Lean over and grab the shoelace side of that foot. You may have to move your right foot over to get a little bit more stable. And you wait. Now, if you're not feeling this, you could go a little further, which is as much as you're pulling that foot towards your buttocks, you're pushing it away. So when you do that, you're really going to feel something. So the foot is moving to the back of your mat. Yeah. This is good stuff. We're hanging on. We're hanging on. I suspect for most of you that this is a tough one. Yeah, we'll keep going. Ooh, lean back. Open up your chest. Bring that left knee into your chest. I hope I held it for as long as the other side. Rotate the foot in one direction, the other direction. Woo! Land the left foot on the floor. Get to the middle of your chair. And just feel. So the next thing you can do at a kitchen counter, which is pretty good, or on the inside, grabbing the inside of a sink, a windowsill if it's high enough, but we can also use our chair. So going to just show you that. What are we going to do? We're going to practice that feeling of down dog without being on the floor. Okay? So I'm just going to move my chair a little bit forward. You're all going to get up. And you're behind your chair now. You're going to take your hands and then you're going to start walking your feet back And we want to see if we can't get kind of that 90-degree idea that we're trying to get in down dog. You're going to have your ears near your arms. Now, your feet can be as wide as your mat. You can bend your knees, but I want you to feel like the whole side body, your shoulders, you're not just dropping. If you're very flexible, that's not the point. The point is to feel your hips going back. Have strength with your forearms pulling towards each other. Pull your little bellies in. And you can imagine that if you held this for a minute or two, there would be some things that would be moving. Breathing. Imagine somebody pulling the hips back, your chest elongating forward. Feel the whole side body working here. Now, resist the temptation to just pop up. So, try to come to standing, still having your hands and feet exactly there. Then walk. Walk towards the chair. Hang on to it. You don't want to topple it, but it's just helping you a little bit. Open up your chest. Lean back into a back bend. This should feel good. And then just stand. Next thing is a really easy thing that will bring circulation into your upper body. It's always good when you've been working on something very intensely and it crawls up your back. That's my thing. But other people have other things. This is going to be a chest opener. You're going to bring your hands at the bottom of your chair. And depending on your shoulder flexibility or how this is going to work for you today, you're going to experiment with bringing your hands up the side of the chair. And then you're going to have at least your feet stable in front of you, underneath your knees, or stabilizing you. And your chest is opening, your throat is opening. And if you lean forward a little bit, just a little bit, you're not trying to hurt your shoulders, you're trying to expand your chest, lengthen through your waistline, you'll feel that it opens. And this would be a good place to practice serious breathing. So breathing through your nose so that the rib cage can open up. And remember, you are just your mom's DNA, your dad's DNA. And it could be that you never have the flexibility in your shoulders that other people have. That's just how it's going to be. So don't get discouraged. Instead, think of, what is this pose trying to help me do? Trying to preserve my range of motion and my expansive chest. Yeah, so breath has lots of places to go. Keep going. Woo! Bring your arms down, flip the palms of your hands on your thighs. You're still on the edge of your seat, and you can feel your armpits, you can feel your shoulders going down. So one of the poses that we do both on the floor, lying down, seated, and standing is something called eagle pose. But doing it on a chair, that's a whole new experience. Again, come to the edge of your chair, bring your right knee into your chest, flex your right foot. Cross your leg, your right thigh over left, as high as you can manage. Now for some of you, you're not going to be able to touch the floor. I'm just going to show with your right toes, or to hug that shoelace side of the foot behind the ankle. Your legs are too sensible, you don't have the flexibility, it doesn't matter. Just try to see if you can't feel that your pelvis, the place that you're sitting on, is even. Take your arms out, right arm underneath the left, and either hug your shoulders if you can't do the next thing, which is to put the sides of your hands, the backs of your hands together, fingers both pointing, all 10 fingers to the ceiling, or take your right fingers and hook it in the left palm of your hand. Now, try not to lean from one side to the other. Inhale, we're going to fold our eagle. The eagles are really hunting a lot right now in the bay here. Inhale, arms coming up, pull your belly in. Exhale, see if you can't fold and bring the elbows past your knees. And then you could point your fingers and your eyes to the top of your mat or across the room. Feel everything. Now, as much as you are pulling everything together and close, I want you to feel that you can energetically pull your legs apart and pull your arms apart. You can drop your head. Take a moment here. This should feel quite intense for most of you. Now pull your belly in. Inhale, slowly come up. See how slowly you can come up. So you can feel all the adjustments to gravity. Then you come to neutral. Then inhale, bring your elbows up as high as you can. Whoa, so you can feel everything. Then exhale, drop those elbows. Bring your arms out in a big T. Keep them out there, thumbs to the ceiling. Uncross your arms. Relax your shoulders. Feel. Whew, I know you're so excited about the next side. Bend your left knee, flex your left foot, cross your thigh, left thigh over the right. Experiment with what you can do. Can you kind of touch the floor with your left toes? Or can you bring the left foot close into the right ankle? Or can you sneak it behind the right ankle? Arms coming out. Left arm underneath right. This could be a side where you don't have the flexibility in your shoulders, so you can hug, or backs of hands. So just be accepting of where you're at with this. Now, equal weight into the buttocks on the edge of your seat. Inhale, elbows coming up. Exhale, take your time. The more you can feel, the more space you're creating. Jumping in and out of poses, not so good. Elbows moving past your knees, feeling everything. Pull your belly in, butt is kind of going whoop, back. Ooh, I did a good unstable thing there. Yeah. And then drop your head, squish. Inhaling, exhaling. This should be so much energy that some of you are busting a little bit of a sweat, because as much as you're squishing everything, you're pulling out. So the arms are trying to pull out, the legs are trying to pull out, but you're squishing at the same time. Now, so slowly, pull belly in. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, feel. Next inhale, bring the elbows up as high as you can. Woo, maybe they go up higher this time. Maybe your thumbs touch the top of your head. Then exhale. Legs stay the same. Arms are out. Expansive. And then release. Soles of feet on floor. Feel. So the next thing is using the chair to practice official dancer pose. So here we go. Again, I'm going to move I'm very mat dependent, you know. I'm going to move the chair to the top of your mat. So this pose is much like the seated one, where we're trying to get a lot of movement in the front of the hips, quadricep and hip flexors. So we have our hand, right arm is holding a tray. You're going to bend your right knee. The right knee is facing the floor. You're going to grab with the right hand the shoelace side of the foot. So already the right shoulder is moving back. You're going to use your chair to move forward towards the floor as you kick your right foot to the ceiling as best you can. Now you want to do this so slowly because you want to feel stable. You want to feel everything. And then, you know, you can imagine if you kept that going for 30 seconds or a minute. And then come up and have thigh bones parallel, even as you are bringing your right heel towards your buttock. And then flex your right foot, land it. Okay, let's try the other side. And, you know, get ready for a different experience, because we really do enter the mat and enter our yoga practice with left and right side not being symmetrical. Press through the right foot. Left hand, left arm is bent. Bend your left knee. Thigh bones parallel to start with. Grab the shoelace side of your foot. Get ready. Inhale into your chest. Exhale, bend the right elbow and bring the left foot to the ceiling. Best you can. Imagine that you quit your day job and you will now go and be a dancer. And then slowly come back up. Thigh bones parallel, left knee to the ceiling, no, to the floor. Keep your chest nice and open. Flex left foot comes to the floor. I'm going to open up a muscle called the psoas, P-S-O-A-S. Very problematic for a lot of people. They don't realize how it impacts their low back. Look it up on Mr. Google. You're going to move over onto the left buttock. Left foot comes right underneath the left knee. And then you're going to bring that right leg back. And I'm going to do shoelace side of the foot. And the idea here is this the weight of the whole right buttock, right thigh bone is being pulled by gravity. You don't have to do anything, you just hang here. And whatever tight, deep psoas muscle that has grabbed on for dear life, it gets a chance to have a signal that it doesn't have to hold on to anything. You can use your arms to stabilize. This is a pose that you could be in for a while. And as I'm in it, I'm noticing that more and more of my shin, more and more of the top of my foot is coming down onto the floor, which is a good thing. This particular one can be done on the edge of a stool, and that's really good because then you don't hit the floor, especially if you have a long leg, thigh bone. But even if you've hit the floor, you can imagine relaxing on the right side to the floor. Because I know some of you are a little taller than me. And then using your hands to help you as you pull that right leg forward, come into the middle of your chair, and then just feel how there seems to be a little more space around the right hip. Move over. So it's only your right buttock on the chair. Allow your left leg to be a heavy weight. Shoelace side of the foot. A wall is helpful because then it can give you a little stability. The back of a chair can help too. You just hang there and imagine that that leg is getting some help from gravity, that it's being pulled down, down, down. We'll hang on to this for a moment while I introduce the 3 poses that we're going to be doing next, which are all variations on pigeon. And these variations on pigeon are really useful to know if you have any knee issues, that you can compensate a little bit. You don't have to worry about weight on your knee. You can manage it because you're going to be seated. And then we'll be doing pigeon, a forward bend on a pigeon. Then we'll be coming onto the floor on our backs and doing a pigeon, which we're all familiar with. Let the left foot relax a little bit. Let it be super heavy. Let that left leg, left thigh bone be heavy, moving away from the left hip socket. Nice. Now come up. Carefully. Bring that left foot forward. Come into the middle of your chair at the edge. So make sure that you're even on your hips on the edge of your chair. We're going to take the left knee into our chest, and we're going to flex the left foot and put the ankle and the foot on the outside of the right thigh. So the target area here, we're going to go quite deep, but if you get stuck, in other words, you already feel it, you don't need to go any further to feel it, then you stay there. Front foot, right foot underneath the right knee. Okay, and then you can hang on to whatever part of the chair you need to. Open up your chest. This is where we're going to feel. Keep your left foot flexed. Oh, I can hear everyone groaning even though I've muted you all. Chest is coming forward. Oh, if you don't feel it enough, Linda and Christy, bring your arms in front. And then let your head be heavy weight. These are options. Your arms are a heavy weight. Your head's a heavy weight. Breathing. Feel everything. Flex that left foot. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Then the body goes, oh, you don't like that. Well, I guess we'll keep that tension there. So push breath into that left hip. Inhale, come on up. Go slow. Oh. Exhale, feel. Head on top of your spine. Woo. Feel the circulation going in. Then bend your left knee, flex your left foot, land your left foot. Bend your right knee up into your chest, flex your right foot. Put the ankle and the foot on the outside. Then make sure your left foot is in a place that helps you. You can have your arms behind. You can inhale. And then exhale, squish forward. You only have to go to the place where you feel it. If you feel it, you hang there and you breathe through the feeling. Those of you who can go a little further, arms coming in front. Drop your head. Arms and head, heavy weight. Helping with the opening in your right hip. Some of these poses, you can imagine that you could do this in a train and a plane, but some of these poses never get old. You will always feel something doing this pose. Breathe. Flex that right foot. Hang out. And then pull your belly in. Slowly come up. Slowly come up. Then you put your head on top of your spine as you lean back evenly on the edge of your chair. And you just kind of feel what's happening in your right buttock, your right hip. It's all great. And then bring your right knee into your chest, flexing your right foot, land your right foot. Yay! Whew. Okay, so now we get to go to the floor. So move your chair out of the way so that if we have to stretch and in Shavasana, it's not going to interfere with you. I'm going to move mine right out of the way. So I promised that we would do a pigeon on the floor. So come on down. You're going to feel a nice release when we actually just come down onto our backs. Allow your knees to tent, the soles of your feet to the long sides of your mat. Just have your arms out and just have like a little moment of self-care. Oh my goodness. We so deserve it. Get some haws out of you. Inhaling, exhaling. Nice. Walk your feet towards each other, and land your feet close to your buttocks. I see two fantastic eagles way up high, hunting. How cool. Bend your left knee, flex your left foot. Bring your left ankle and foot on the outside of your right thigh. Now just wait. Now remember when we were on our chair, our pelvis was really anchored because we were seated. So see if you can't get that same feeling that you're even on left and right. Now pull your belly in, belly button to backbone, and then bring your legs as one unit towards your chest. And your options are to thread the needle, left arm underneath your left calf, interlocking your fingers behind your right thigh. That's one option. Or fingers interlocked and on top of your right knee. That's another option. Remember, you're going to the place where you can feel it. So these are just suggestions. Another option, you take your left foot, put it in the crook of your right arm. Your left knee, this is an advanced option. Left knee in the inside of your left arm. Interlock your fingers to the webbing. Your left leg is very close to your chest. Extend your right leg to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, extend it towards the top of your mat, but hover it, but go slow. For those of you who are trying, don't press the back of your head into the floor. Inhale, right leg up for those of you who are doing this. Exhale, extend your right leg. Hug your left leg closer to your chest. Keep both sets of toes engaged. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, for those of you who are with me now, bend your right knee, right foot on the floor. Everyone release whatever they're doing and keep their left ankle and foot on the outside of the right thigh, but now in a relaxed state. Now feel the circulation going into your left hip. How great is that? Those of you who are actually in an office situation and you don't have a mat at work, you could always use a towel or bring just a sheet, put it in your locker, wherever your situation is, and put it on the floor. You don't need a mat. It's nice, but you don't need one. Bring your knee into your chest, flex your left foot, land your left foot behind your left buttock on the floor. Woo! Right knee into your chest, flex your right foot, put the ankle and the foot on the outside, your left thigh. Bring your legs, now anchor, belly button to backbone, bring your legs as one unit towards your chest. Thread your fingers so that they can come underneath your left thigh, or grab the front of your left knee. Or for those of you a little more flexible in your hips, you're going to grab the right foot into the crook of your left arm and your right knee in the crook of your right arm. Inhale, left leg goes up. Oh, exhale, left leg comes to hovering and straightening, but you don't drop it, you just hold it there. It's this huge lever against your right hip. Inhale, left leg up. Oh, hugging. Those of you who are hugging, lift your head, reposition it on the floor. I know that this is hard to hold. Inhale. Because we've gotten deep, we're really getting into the areas of interest. Bend, if you're with me and your left leg is straight, bend your left knee. Land your left foot on the floor, still with the ankle and the foot on the outside of the left thigh. Let circulation happen in the right hip. Nice. Bring your right knee into your chest. Land your right foot and just take a moment. Bring the soles of your feet together. Travel your feet down a little further than you normally do when we bring our feet into cobbler pose. So bring your feet so there's a big long diamond shape between your pelvis, your knee, and the soles of your feet. Do something that's nourishing for your hips. You should maybe feel something here. We'll just hang here for a moment. Another suggestion is if you end up having to do your yoga in a hotel or you're traveling, ask housekeeping for a flat sheet or extra sheet. Stick it on the floor. Do your yoga. Then you feel safe. You feel like it's your space. Yeah. And then soles of feet. Come onto the floor. Bring your feet close into your buttocks. Then walk your feet out. And then land your knees towards each other. And then just feel your hips opening up. Maybe you feel in front of your right or left hip, or you feel new things. I hope you feel new things. Nice. Take some ha's for yourself. Bring your knees into your chest. Curl your back into a tight little ball, into a snail. Hug, hug, hug. Hug. Feels so good. Roll over to whatever side. Push yourself up. Bent knees, bent elbows. This is the moment where you have the power to have a really long Shavasana by pausing me and saying goodbye. Or if you have your music that you love, this is the time that you would set up your music that you love. And for those of Zoomers who are joining me today, we are doing Dappled Light, which is third from the bottom on this playlist. So let's make sure that we get all the space we need for our Shavasana. If you need a blankie, get your blankie organized. It's cold here today, so I'm definitely getting a blanket. Take all the space you need, especially those tall people. James, Howard, and Kit, you're taller than the rest of us. Make sure you take a lot of space and that you don't, bonk into your walls or the chair that you used or your blocks, that you feel that all those things are away from you. Palms open to the ceiling. Relax your jaw, your forehead, your eyebrows, the space between your eyebrows. Your whole face, your whole body. Letting go. And taking a deep breath, keep your eyes closed. Begin wiggling your fingers and toes, coming back to the room. Bring one foot and then the other foot together. Bring your arms overhead and do a big, big, big stretch. Try to get as much length in your body as possible. Now let's practice a breath retention. Take a big inhale. Hold it. Sip up a little more air. Hold it. And exhale with a groan, let everything go. Let your feet flop open, your arms relax. Bring one knee and the other knee into your chest. Curl yourself into a tight little ball. Tightest little ball ever. Keep your armpits closed. Keep your elbows close in to your legs. Flex your toes. If it's in your practice to lift your head, to try to get towards your chin, towards your knees, go ahead and do that, but it's not necessary. Inhale into your back body. Exhale, squish. Roll over to your unfamiliar side. We're such creatures of habit. And then use that arm on that side as a pillow and begin letting your whole body react to gravity. Rib cage moving with easy breathing. Notice your more spacious, calmer, more peaceful body everywhere. And notice your spacious, more peaceful, calmer mind. This beautiful breath. How you feel precisely at this moment with all the detail. Using your fingertips, bent elbows, bent knees, push yourself up to seated. Come to the top of your mat. You can bring your blankie with you so that we can share in a grounding breath. Take your hands, flex your feet when you cross your legs. Your legs can be straight in front if that helps. And just rub your legs awake so that your nervous system is woken up. Bring your hands into the middle of your chest, fingers wide. See if you can't feel the heat of the right hand going to the left and the left hand going to the right. Take an inhale of cool air through your nose, and then exhale the warm air past your fingertips. Perfect moment for gratitude. Thank you so very, very much, Zoomers and YouTubers, for taking this time for yourself and feeling great and putting that out into the world. Namaste.